Set fire to your hair, poke a stick at a grizzly bear. Eat medicine that's out of date, use your private parts as piranha bait. Dumb ways to die, so many dumb ways to die. Dumb ways to die, so many dumb ways to die. Get your toast out with a fork, do your own electrical work. Teach yourself how to fly, eat a 2-week-old unrefrigerated pie. Dumb ways to die, so many dumb ways to die. Dumb ways to die, so many dumb ways to die. Invite a psycho killer inside, scratch a drug dealer's brand new ride. Take your helmet off in outer space, use a clothes dryer as a hiding place. Dumb ways to die, so many dumb ways to die. Dumb ways to die, so many dumb ways to die. Keep a rattlesnake as a pet, sell both your kidneys on the internet. Eat a tube of super glue, I wonder what's this red button do? Dumb ways to die, so many dumb ways to die. Dumb ways to die, so many dumb ways to die. Dress up like a moose during hunting season, disturb a nest of wasps for no good reason. Stand on the edge of a train station platform, drive around the boom gates at a level crossing, run across the tracks between the platforms. They may not rhyme, but they're quite possibly the dumbest ways to die. The dumbest ways to die. The dumbest ways to die. So many dumb ways to die. Set fire to your hair, poke a stick at a grizzly bear. Eat medicine that's out of date, use your private parts as piranha bait. Dumb ways to die, so many dumb ways to die. Dumb ways to die, so many dumb ways to die. Get your toast out with a fork, do your own electrical work. Teach yourself how to fly, eat a 2-week-old unrefrigerated pie. Dumb ways to die, so many dumb ways to die. Dumb ways to die, so many dumb ways to die. Invite a psycho killer inside, scratch a drug dealer's brand new ride. Take your helmet off in outer space, use a clothes dryer as a hiding place. Dumb ways to die, so many dumb ways to die. Dumb ways to die, so many dumb ways to die. Keep a rattlesnake as a pet, sell both your kidneys on the internet. Eat a tube of super glue, I wonder what's this red button do? Dumb ways to die, so many dumb ways to die. Dumb ways to die. season. Disturb a nest of wasps for no good reason. Stand on the edge of a train station platform, drive around the set fire to your hair, poke a stick at a grizzly bear, eat medicine that's out of date, use your private parts as piranha bait. Dumb ways to die, so many dumb ways to die. Dumb ways to die, so many dumb ways to die. Get your toast.
Joe Rogan Podcast, check it out.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
Train by day, Joe Rogan Podcast by night, all day.
And we're up. What's happening?
Oh, man.
How fun was that?
Oh, that was a blast.
We had a good day.
Dude, that was 3 hours.
Yeah, we got Shane Gillis, Brian Simpson, Asan Ahmad, Tony Hinchcliffe, Duncan Trussell, you and me. We had a fucking banging workout. Then we did the sauna. We did the cold plunge. We did the whole experience.
We did the sauna again.
Yeah, the cold plunge again. I did it
Cold
twice.
plunge, man.
Yeah.
That was great. And I love what you're doing down here, by the way, with the boys.
Yeah.
Getting them down here, giving them this opportunity to get after it, not only in their craft, but also getting in shape.
Yeah,
And
there's
those guys are really getting
two
in
dudes
shape.
with diabetes today. Like, they just don't work out, you know. But we're doing it now. This is the third week.
Yeah.
And we've been talking about it forever. But when Shane moved to town, he's like, dude, I gotta get in shape. I gotta do something. I go, listen, let's start on Monday, nice and light. And so we started nice and light. Today was a pretty hard day for them.
Yeah.
But generally, it's pretty easy. I just have them do push-ups, body weight squats, and a series of very light kettlebell routines, just simple stuff.
Right. Just get them used to it.
Yeah.
Right.
And then I started adding the bag at the end. The sprints on the
The
bag.
bag was great, by the way.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
a great way to end it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great way. Great way. But I like working out with those guys. You feel it.
Yeah.
You feel their desire. And none of them quit. None of them
No, they hung in there.
pushed out. They were there.
They hung in there through the sauna. They hung in there through the cold plunge. Everything. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
just they want to do it. It's sometimes people just need a little help. They're not used to doing it. They know they want to get in shape, but they don't know how.
That's right. They don't know how to take that first step, and they just need a little bit of help, especially if it's different with you. And luckily for me, too, where we grew up in that environment
Right.
where it pushes us and it's what we do,
Mm-hmm.
and it's part of our DNA. But you get to, and all those guys, it's really cool. They look to you for the show me the way, and they do it.
Yeah, they realize once they've done it a few times, they walk out here, they feel so good. They feel so like I get text message from each one of them. They're like, "God, I feel fucking great. I feel great."
Yes.
I'm like, "Good." You don't want to walk out of a workout beat up. You want to walk out just a little energized, feeling better, and then slowly we're gonna ramp things up. So this is week 3. Today was their hardest day. But
Yeah.
it was just, when you were here, I was like, we gotta
We
go
got-
hard. The Rock's here. We gotta go hard.
We lit it up. We lit it up.
We lit it up. But they hung in there, and everybody walked out with a big smile on their face. We all had a great time.
It was so good, man.
Yeah.
It was so good. And I told some of the boys this, like, I miss that kind of stuff because it's been a while, since I worked out with the boys back when I was wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
We'd all work together because we were traveling together every night and going to the same gym every day or different cities. But I miss that camaraderie.
Yeah, the camaraderie's nice. I kind of use my workout. Most of the time I work out alone. I used to work with a trainer, but after a while I realized I don't need help pushing myself. I just write a routine, and there's a certain meditative aspect to being alone with your thoughts.
Yes.
And I like to put fights on so I can watch something in between sets, but I just like to be I like to be accountable 100% for my work. Like, I know what I have to do. I know what I do it. And it sets the tone for the day, which sets the tone for my life.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I feel
It's
about it.
just the same thing with me in training. I love training alone. And it's been a long time since I trained with the boys. That's why it was a real
fun.
treat. It was
Today
fun,
was fun.
man.
It was
Yeah,
fun.
it was
Those
fun.
guys are all hilarious.
That's
So it's just,
fucking hilarious.
yeah, it's all just a lot of
dude.
talking
Just
shit,
some talking
laughing,
shit and some jokes.
Duncan is so out of his mind. He's just so great. And Shade. It was great. It was amazing.
But
And then we all
the
got
training alone though, that is important, for the mental. I feel like for me it anchors my day.
Mm-hmm.
But also too, life is so busy and crazy from the moment you wake up and you walk outside. Everybody's wanting something from you.
Yeah.
So for many of us, by the way, whether a celebrity or not.
Yep.
So it's nice to have that anchor in the morning. Do you train in the mornings? Is that
Always, always in the morning. But sometimes I do it in the afternoon if I've have some sort of an appointment or something. I'll work. I just get it in. I must get it in. but I like to start the day with it. That's what I like to do.
Yeah, me too.
It's the best way. It's like you get it out of the way, and also I like to do it fasted. So I wake up and have a cup of coffee, get some pre-workout in me, and just fucking let's go.
That's it.
Yeah, let's go. And I go right into the cold plunge. That's the first thing. So the first thing is suffering. Like right away, suffer. It's cold outside. Who gives a fuck? Get in there. Suffer for 3 minutes, and then warm yourself up through working out, and then get into it.
But we did it reverse today. Was it because how come we did it reverse today?
Well, those guys are not really ready to get in the cold plunge first.
They're not ready.
That's
Don't
next
dive
level.
in first.
Yeah, that's next level. I get them in the cold plunge after the sauna because it's easier. Because your body temperature is already heated up, and there's a certain amount of relief when you get into the cold water because you're in that 185 degrees for 20 minutes.
Yes.
When you get in that cold, then your body relaxes. And I just did it. I just want to get them accustomed to doing a sauna. Impressed the shit out of me. 3 minutes is first time. You did too. 3 minutes your first time.
Thank you, man. Yeah.
It was awesome. And you just stayed calm as fuck in there.
I felt like that's the thing to do, right? You get in,
yeah.
and I heard you coaching the boys. Breathe.
Yeah.
You're good.
Just accept it.
Just accept it.
Don't, because your brain goes, we gotta get the fuck out of here. I
Yes.
gotta get the fuck out of here. I can't do this. I can't do this.
Yeah.
And if you let that shit roll around in your head,
Then you're up.
But it's also good practice for not letting that shit roll around in your head in everyday life. Because there's times in everyday life where you just like can make a rash decision because your brain ramps up the wrong way. And if you just stay calm, you could see a rational solution or a rational way to handle something.
Any kind of shit that's
Any
going
kind
down.
of shit that's going down. Yeah,
Yes.
the ability to keep your head together.
That's right.
When you're and that cold water is like, you want to, you're like, get me the fuck out of here.
It goes against every fiber
Yes.
in your body.
Yeah.
And as you know, like today was my first cold plunge. I ordered it. It gets delivered next week, but today was the first one.
Nice.
So that's why I had to
Which
get
one
in.
did you get?
I don't know which one I got.
There's a bunch of good ones out there.
I know I needed just a longer one. So
Yeah,
I
you need a
fit in
bigger
the
one. You
thing.
barely fit in ours. You were fucking squished up in there. It was hilarious.
That's great.
Yeah, that one is interesting because that's called a blue cube. And the blue cube has a very cool option where you can crank up the water flow. So you get it down.
So it spins a
Yeah,
little
so it's
bit.
37 degrees, and then you hit this switch, and it's just like a raging river. So you never get a thermal layer. So the thing that happens in the cold plunge is like a minute in, your body develops sort of a thermal layer, and it actually is more tolerable after a minute than it is for the first minute, but not with that raging river. When that shit's in there, like it's never tolerable. You just sit there the whole 3 minutes just white knuckling it.
Yeah.
So it's harder.
How often are you doing the raging river part?
I
what'd you say?
do it without these guys.
Yeah.
Don't let these guys. I'm trying not to get anybody to quit. You know,
Right.
today I was worried. I was like, fucking kind of pushing them because we added Renegade Rows today. We added windmills.
Yes.
I added a few things to the routine, but the last two workouts, I've been finishing them with the rounds on the bag. So you do this Tabata sprint. So it's 20 seconds of just going out and then 10 seconds rest. 20 seconds, 10 seconds rest. It's an amazing protocol for developing cardio.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it was amazing. I'd never done that before, and it was great. You know what I also loved, I noticed about the guys, is after the workout was done, they're spent, they're feeling good, they're feeling great about themselves. And I think pretty much all of them said, hey, we're doing this tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah.
Because, you know, when that shit really kicks your ass, then you don't ask that question.
Well, if they wake up sore, who knows? Because there's a few things that we did that are their legs are gonna be sore for sure, for like the between the leg stuff and the windmill stuff. But we'll do something different tomorrow. So tomorrow I'll get them in here. We'll do something different. Keep them going.
Are you banging them out, like, would you say 5 times a week?
Whenever they want to come. So, like, right now it's been 3 days a week, but I'm like, if you guys want to go 5 days a week, we'll go 5 days a week.
Yeah.
Like, you let me know what you want to do, and we'll do it. And I try to give them some stuff. Like, if you're on the road, just do the push-ups and the body weight routine. Just try. You don't have to do 100. I do 100. I do sets of 20. Do sets of 10, 5, whatever. Just do it.
Yeah.
And just make sure that say if you do like 50 push-ups and 50 body weight squats one day, the next day try to make it 60. Try to get to 60. Try to
bit more.
eventually get to 100. And if you
Yeah.
have to do 10 sets of 10, that's pretty easy to do. 10 is not hard.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then that last one, you're like, and eventually you'll get to a point where you could do sets of 20. And it's easy. It's not that hard to do. You like when I do 20, at the end of 20, I could do way more, but I just relax. And then I do the body weight squats. And if you keep doing it, it just conditions your body to be able to do that all the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's a great warm up. 15 minutes and you're sweating.
That's right.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we started off with that, and then you go right into all the other stuff. So by that, body's already heated up. You're ready to rock.
And ready to go.
Yeah.
And also too, I feel like if you, especially for guys like that who are just getting into it and just dipping their toes into it, feeling good, they know they have to do it.
Yeah.
If they're going to add some years to their life, right, and take care of their families. But also, it was cool that you realize that as these guys are doing it, they're not, again, they're not giving up, but also you could see it kind of computing in their head, like, okay, 2 steps forward, maybe 1 little step back. You add the math and you do that every day, you're far down that road.
You're far down that road. And that's what I keep telling them. I said, this is just a thing where you got to not slide off. Because the slide off is the hardest part.
Yeah.
Like, the discipline is very hard, but the slide off, it's so hard to avoid the slide off. When you're used to eating bad food and fucking around and staying up late and drinking, like all these guys do, it's really hard to be disciplined and just to say, no matter what, even if I travel on the road, I got to get workouts in because I can't lose ground.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Especially like wrestling. I feel like comedy is a lot like wrestling just in terms of the schedule. Because you guys are working at nights.
Yep.
Sometimes twice a night. You start at 7:30. You're done by, I don't know, maybe midnight, maybe longer. Right. So it's that kind of lifestyle that where you really got to be disciplined. Were you always disciplined even when you got in comedy full time and you were on the road and doing all that?
I was more disciplined than other comics, but not that disciplined. Not like I am now. I think as I get older, I realize like you only have so much, like your body only has so much energy. And if you're not in shape, your body's going to have less energy. And as you get old, I have so many friends that are my age that look like they're dead.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Jesus Christ. You know, I'm 56. And at a certain point in time, you realize, like, okay, this can't be like a thing you do 3 days a week. This has got to be a thing you do every day. Like,
That's right.
My body has to, like, know for sure it's going to work. And every day, work has got to get done.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't do that, I feel like it's going to slide off. And when I've taken days off and then I get back to it, it's like, I feel way more slide now than I did when I was 20 or 30. It's like the slide is like, you know,
like
it's steeper.
Yes.
It's steeper. It lasts longer. It's harder to get back up there again. Like, okay, stay here. Don't let it slide.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is your slide, is it usually come by way like if you catch a fucking cold or something like that?
That
it's
could
usually
happen.
That, right?
Yeah, that could be it. Or too many days of no sleep.
Yeah.
Too many days of no sleep will get me. You know, if I'm just traveling a lot or doing something that's like very intensive and I have to get up in the morning or I have to handle something, family stuff or whatever, if I have to get up early, it's just that wrecks you. That's the one that gets you.
Yeah.
And then you take a day or two off and then you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
And then you got to travel again and, you know, maybe you're going overseas and, you know, then it's a long
It's
travel.
a whole thing,
yeah.
man. You got to
It's a
plan
whole
out your
thing.
workouts.
But you just have to do it. If you don't, if you
have
just
to.
decide, oh, take a nap, then you won't do it, and then you're going to take the fucking nap later. Let's go.
Yeah,
You
let's
got to
go.
go. Let's go.
When you land, this is what I like doing. When I travel out of the country and I land, whatever time it is,
Right to the gym.
hit the gym.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. It's the only way I think to avoid like significant jet lag.
Yes.
The other thing that they say is to fast. They say even if you're on a
When you
16-hour flight, don't eat on the flight. They say
okay.
don't eat on the flight.
And the
I don't
idea
know
behind
why.
that is,
I don't know why, but everybody that I've talked to says to avoid jet lag, one of the best ways is to not eat on the flight and to just sort of land, get a workout in, and let your body get back on its normal cycle. And you won't have the same kind of jet lag.
and still not eat when you land. Just land, train,
never
and then
done
eat
it.
out. I can't do that.
I've never done it. I'm on a plane and I'm eating. I'm gonna eat 3-4 times.
Gotta eat, brother,
Fucking
yes.
eating all the time. I don't like the idea of not eating when I'm on a plane. Like, I'm gonna eat.
Gotta eat.
Yeah, I think there's 100% something to the workout though. That seems to reset me as good as anything.
It's
I mean,
the best.
maybe not eating and then a workout would be even better, but I've never tried it.
How do you do this? Because I think about this too as well. Like the difference between when you're tired and you feel like we've been here before. I know I'm fucking fatigued.
Yeah.
But I'm still going to push through this. And like you said, I'm going to get it in, whether it's at midnight or 7. How do you know the difference between that and compared to,
Something's wrong.
dude, I got to listen to my body?
Yeah, I think it's just an education. You know, you have
Over
those,
time, right?
Yeah, you have those days where you do push it when you shouldn't, and then you get sick.
Yeah.
And you go, okay, I see what I did.
Yeah.
Or you have those days where you push through and you feel way better. I've had those too. And you got to kind of feel them out And the only way you know is if you know your body, and the
That's
only way
right.
you know your body is if you push your body all the time.
And try it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you have a fucking insane schedule. I mean, I know a lot of people with insane schedules, but yours might be at the top of the list. You're right up there with anybody. I don't know how you maintain all of the things that you do and still have energy.
Yeah. What I try to do is try to schedule my day as best as I can. And, you know, when you're busy, and all of us are busy in our own way, so I really try to make sure that I'm paying attention to the schedule. I'm really looking at it. And then I'm going to take a fine-tooth comb through it and go, not that. Not that. Because it's easy just to say, yeah, I'll do it. Oh, this thing is for
Right.
10 minutes, Joe. Can you? Yeah, okay, I'll do it.
Right.
And before you know it, all
It's
that
an
shit.
hour.
It's an
Yeah.
hour, and then it's 2
Yeah.
hours and all that. So I really try to make sure that I'm looking at the schedule and try to be smart about the moves these days. And I also learned, man, there's just power in saying no.
Yeah.
No,
You
I'm not gonna do
gotta
it.
have you time.
Yes.
You time is important. Like you can't. One of the things I always tell everybody: discipline is really important, but also enthusiasm is really important. Like
That's right.
I tell these guys with comedy: if you feel burnt out, take some days off.
Yes.
There's no harm in that. Like you want enthusiasm. There's like something about being enthusiastic with comedy, and I think with a lot of things. Like you want to have that. You don't want it to be a drudgery.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't want it to be a colonoscopy. You want to go in there.
Yeah, you
and,
want to
like,
have
really,
a good time, and you want to
Yeah.
appreciate it. And sometimes when you overdo things, you just don't feel that enthusiastic about them. So you got to balance it out. But again, it's an education, so you got to do it the wrong way, and they go, okay, what did I fuck up?
And learn from it.
Yeah.
Dude, I always say with enthusiasm, you can really move mountains.
Yeah,
Right? You can
yeah.
really move mountains with enthusiasm because it starts with that.
Mike Tyson had a great phrase. He said, "Discipline is doing what you hate to do, but doing it like you love it." That's real discipline.
Yeah.
Like, that's what made Mike Tyson.
Yes.
You know, and the proof is in the result. But that's real. If you could just force yourself into being enthusiastic about everything, even shit you don't want to do, like you got to do hill sprints. You're like, fuck yeah, we're doing
Yes.
these fucking hill sprints.
Fucking get
Let's
after
go.
it. Yes.
Yeah, and then you get excited, and then it becomes something stimulating
Yes.
instead of a drudgery.
You know what it is too? It's that thing where I think like you learn about, especially when it comes to training and that kind of thing, where it's either you look at it like, fuck, this is something I gotta do, or I get to do.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes,
Like
you
I
get to do.
do it, man.
Yeah.
What a privilege this is.
I mean, there's a lot of people out there that are like seriously ill and injured, and they can't do it. God, they would wish they'd fucking give anything to be able to do it.
One more time. That's
Yeah,
right.
and
That's
we are
right.
lucky. We're lucky as shit. Anybody right now that's able-bodied and hears this is lucky as fuck.
Lucky, man.
Just lucky.
Lucky and privileged. I always
Yeah,
say that.
super lucky.
For sure.
And if you can just keep that in your mind, that's the problem. People get just accustomed to whatever they have, and then they want more. They're not satisfied. But gratitude is so important. I know it's one of those hippie crystal fucking wooden beads things that annoys the shit. Because, you hear it from the wrong people.
Attitude of gratitude. And,
Yeah, there's certain things that get co-opted by the the word God. I think is the same way. It's like it's co-opted by some people, and then people have this negative association with it. But I think gratitude is one of those. It is real, and it's really important. And if you could just appreciate your friends, and appreciate your life, and appreciate people, and appreciate what you get to do, you can fucking change your whole tone of existence. You change the
Life.
frequency you exist on.
Where you
Yeah,
vibrate,
yeah.
you can change, man.
You
with
change
that.
people around you too because they get excited by it.
Yeah, that's right. It affects them.
That's
too.
what I love to do with these guys. I get excited. We're having fun. We're
Yeah.
exercising, but we're all we're all laughing. We're having a
dude.
great time.
Yeah.
It was fun. They were looking over you. They're like, "Are we fucking working out with the Rock?" Shane kept like nudging me, like, "Dude, we're working out with the Rock." What the fuck? What the fuck? It was awesome.
It was awesome, man.
It was awesome, but enthusiasm and appreciation, it's like those are key concepts in life. And even if you're not where you want to be in life and you're grinding and you're on that hustle.
And there's a lot of people like
I get
that,
it.
right? Yeah,
I get it. Keep grinding, but also appreciate it. Appreciate that hustle. Appreciate this thing. Appreciate this fucking beautiful, chaotic, unknown existence you're in.
Thing we call life.
Yeah, that you
Yeah.
you don't know what the fuck is gonna happen. It's open ended. It's why.
Yes, man.
It's a complete open loop experience. You don't know what the fuck is coming next, and you're just trying to enjoy the ride.
You have no fucking idea.
No idea.
It's a thing, man. When you think about it, it's like And I feel like I want to know about you too here. I feel like it was a learned thing. Like,
Yeah.
of course, the concept of, gratitude, sure. I felt like I'm a pretty grateful guy. But once I started realizing that a lot of the shit that I was trying to get after, and there's the North Star, there's that thing, whatever it is, it's always there. But really, the shit that matters most is the stuff that's right here.
Yeah.
Like right in front of us.
Yes.
You know, this thing, life, family, loved one, kid, whatever it is, job even, you know?
And sometimes if you concentrate on the North Star too much, you don't even enjoy it.
That's right.
You don't even enjoy the whole experience.
Of being present.
Yeah, of enjoying the ride, enjoying the fucking journey. I mean, that's another thing. You know, it's about the journey. Ooh. People have fucked up that expression, but it's real. It is really about the journey.
Yeah.
It's just hard when you're when you're not where you want to be in life, and if you're listening to this and you're just not satisfied with your position in life. It's hard to think that way. All you want is that thing, but you gotta somewhere along the line figure out how to enjoy yourself. Somewhere along the line, figure out how to just go as hard as you can, but also enjoy it. Try to enjoy it, because that changes the whole tone of the experience, and I think that makes you more successful. I really do, because I think you have more energy, you have more focus, and you collect better energy around you from other people. They feel your energy. They're inspired by the way you live your life and how you treat people and what you do and how you do things, and they want to do a similar thing. They want to do something that makes them feel that way, and they want other people to feel that way as well. And it's got the butterfly effect. It just goes through all the people that are around you.
Brother, it's like attracts like. It's that thing.
Yeah.
Right? It's that thing, man. Especially if you're grinding, and you're right. There's a lot of people out there who are just fucking busting their ass and unhappy. You and I were both in that place at one time. We were like, fuck, I don't like the position I'm in. I want more. I want something more. But this idea of, but I'm going to try and enjoy it. But I got to tell you, it wasn't, and I want to know about you too, like earlier on in my career, I felt like it's the grind that we love and sink our teeth into and just fucking go and get after it. But I wasn't having fun.
Yeah.
But man, that time when it switched in my mind, like, oh, wait, like exactly what you're saying. Let me enjoy this now. Because I've worked hard to get here, wherever this thing is, just like everybody else. But this idea, like, let's have fun while we're doing it along the way. And you're right. It has that butterfly effect. It affects other people, and it attracts other people. Before you know it, everybody's vibrating at this great place with enthusiasm and excitement and fun.
I realized when I was young, I got a development deal for Disney when I was, I think I was 25, 26. And I got this development deal, and all of a sudden they gave me like, I think it was like $100,000. And I had money in the bank. I was like, this is crazy. Because I felt
how old were you at that?
I was like 26, I think, and it was a development deal for a television show, and all of a sudden I had money. Like my whole life I was poor, and my whole life I was like wondering how I was gonna. When I was on my own, and it was like how am I paying the bills? How am I eating? You know, I remember like taking like a loose jar of change and counting it all out so I could go to Subway and get a sandwich. You know, like that kind of shit.
You don't forget that kind of shit.
You don't forget that kind of shit. But then the moment I got that check, I remember feeling light.
Yeah.
Like weight had been lifted off me. Like now I didn't have to worry about my rent. Now I didn't have to worry about food. And I remember thinking immediately, oh, this is the key. You just gotta not get to a place where you're not worried about your bills. If that means like spend less money, if that means like live a more prudent lifestyle, whatever you have to do. But get to that place where you're not worried about bills, because that shit hanging over your head causes stress that fucking ruins lives. It ruins people.
Yeah.
And so then I was like, okay, now the most important thing is fucking keep going.
Yeah.
Like make sure you don't lose any ground here and keep going, because now you know what it's like to be successful. Continue that. Do whatever the fuck you have to do, whatever work you have to put in, continue that.
Yeah.
And then when I got to a place where I felt like I have enough money that I feel really secure, then I started to learn how to be happy. But in the beginning, it was just drive. It was just all go.
Yeah.
And it was just very selfish thinking. You know, I'm just thinking only on what I'm trying to do.
But that's all we know. But especially if you grow up broke, and it's the thing that you make up your mind. I feel, and it's the same thing that happened to me. I made up my mind, like, I'm broke today, but one day I'm never going to be broke, and I will never fucking go back to being broke. At least I'm going to do all I can not to be broke. So when you have that mentality, you have the blinders on.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, this is the way you're thinking. This is until I think we get a little older and we achieve the success, we understand, then it starts to go like this a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I got to ask you something. I heard this, and I always wanted to confirm it with you. You started early with martial arts.
Yeah.
Right? And you said there was this great quote, and it was something like, it was martial arts, I think, that gave you the confidence to know that, oh, wait, I'm not going to be broke one day, or something like that. Is that right?
Realized, yeah, martial arts was the first thing that I realized, like, oh, I'm not a loser. Because I felt like I moved a lot when I was a kid. We moved from New Jersey to San Francisco when I was 7, lived in San Francisco till I was 11, moved to Florida from 11 to 13, Boston from 13 to 24. So it was always
I lived in 10 states by the time I was 13,
yeah,
too. Why were you guys moving around?
Well, my stepdad went to school in Florida. Well, we moved to San Francisco just to, like, experience something different and just get away from New Jersey. Moved there, and then my stepdad went to school in Florida. And when we went to school in Florida, we had to go to the University of Florida, Gainesville. So we were there for 3 years. And then when we moved to Boston, he was going to the Boston Architectural Center. So we moved there so he could finish it and get his architectural degree. So we were just always going where we had to go. And when we did that, I would have to make a whole new set of friends. And so it was this thing about being insecure and young, and life is kind of fucked up and chaotic, and you're meeting these new people, and kids are fucking cruel. And I always was insecure because we were always moving around a lot, and my life was kind of chaotic. My family life was chaotic, and I just felt like a loser. I always felt like I just had to hide from people. I was like socially nervous around people. And I just felt like there were certain people that were winners in life, and I was not that. I was a loser. And then I started doing martial arts, and I got really good at it.
Yeah.
Like I was obsessed, and I got really good at it really quickly. And I realized, like, oh, I'm not a loser. Like, I just have to find a thing and fucking really get after it in a way that I know some people that have had an easy life, they're not going to pursue it like it's going to save them. And I was pursuing it like this is going to save me. Because I knew as I kept getting better, I started getting this feeling like, oh, I'm good at something. Like, I'm good at something dangerous. And then I got really good at it. And then I started winning tournaments and competing and traveling all the road. And so my whole life from 15 to 21 was just traveling around competing. That's all I did. I was kind of... It's kind of like socially fucked up because I wasn't hanging out with many kids my age. I wasn't really partying. I wasn't doing...
You're training.
I was just training.
Competing. Yeah.
Training, competing, and teaching. I was teaching at Boston University when I was 19 years old.
Wow.
I was teaching an accredited course on Taekwondo. It was like pass-fail A, but it counted towards your GPA. So I tell all the students, I'd say, listen, show up, you get an A. That's all you have to do. Show up and try, you get an A. You don't have to be awesome at it. I just want you to just show up and do your best, and you get an A. It's that simple.
Yeah.
And so they knew that counted towards their GPA. So I had this big fucking class.
Yeah.
And it was great. I did that for a couple of years. And then when I started doing stand-up, first of all, I started kickboxing. And when I started kickboxing, that's when I started getting, like, brain damage. And I was realizing I was getting brain damage. Because we were sparring hard.
Oh, for sure. Like, for real, you were.
Yeah, legit.
You're getting dinged up. And
I was, like, laying in bed with headaches after sparring. And, and there was no money in it. And I was like, what am I doing? Like, I'm 21. What am I doing with my life? Like, I can't keep doing this. And I had already started doing open mics. So I had already started doing stand-up comedy, but I was kind of like just dabbling in it. And I thought I could do that too, but I still had these competition aspirations. And then the brain damage thing was scary because I knew quite a few people around me that from the time I was 16 till the time I was 21, I saw them deteriorate, like noticeably slurring their words, forgetful, not knowing what you were talking about like moments ago.
Yes.
And I knew that's coming. And I knew that was coming for me.
And CTE back then wasn't in the conversation. Like, that wasn't in the lexicon, right?
AG1 has been helping me feel healthy for years. And if you've been listening to this podcast at all, you've probably heard me talk about it, not just in ads, but with guests and my friends. I tell everyone,
AG1 is a foundational nutrition supplement that supports your body's universal needs like gut optimization, stress management, and immune support. So it really covers all your bases with one drink in the morning. And that's my favorite part. It's very easy. With the free welcome kit, you get everything you need to start your day right. You don't have to remember 20 different pills or vitamins or supplements, just one scoop in cold water and you're good. So if you want to take ownership of your health, it starts with AG1. Try AG1 now and you'll get a free welcome kit that includes a shaker bottle, canister, and metal scoop, along with a 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. Go to drinkag1.com/Rogan. That's drinkag1.com/Rogan. Check it out. Brain damage was people would talk about people being punch drunk, and
Right.
But I knew too many people that I saw it in them. I saw a deterioration from young people. I saw slurring in their words, and they would have like one drink of alcohol, and it'd be like they were